What is up, people of the world, and welcome back to your favorite psychopathic podcast. I'm Ruckus, and we got Nightmare Seta tonight as we welcome to the Thunderdome the captain of the team that has so far managed to run the gauntlet, the man behind the surging REV team, our boy Zippy. How's it going, my man?
Hello. It's going pretty good. Got a bowl of cereal here, so we chilling.
Let's go. What kind of cereal you got?
It's cinnamon life.
Oh,
Top
okay.
tier. Top tier.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not a big cereal guy. Then again, I don't really eat a whole lot of breakfast, but it's
That's fair.
it's awesome to have you on the show. We got to do a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the meat of and potatoes of this. Our boy Solomon Khan will be gone for at least the next 3 months, as most of you know, thanks to dangerously stale leaking personal info. Khan has been deployed by the CIA for covert Black Ops missions across the globe. Our thoughts and prayers march with him. Also, I'm Asian LOL cannot join us tonight as he starts a new career and is doing summer classes. We wish you the best of luck in both of these endeavors. We also recorded an episode a while back with a certain guest. You know who you are. I apologize that I haven't gotten that uploaded yet. We are still working on it. Sorry for the delay. But I will take us now back to the show. Zippy, can you give us a rundown of who you are and how you got into League of Legends?
Yeah, hi. I mainly got into League. It was probably around like 13 or so. I just had like a friend group that I had met online, just like discovered from like watching YouTube videos of like video games, realizing, oh, I can actually play some of these. It started off with like TF2 back in the day. I'm glad to see it's getting some attention nowadays again. Um, from you good?
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good. From there, moved over to Minecraft, yada yada yada, and then friend from there ended up just recommending randomly, "Hey, there's this really cool game. I think we would like it. It's called League of Legends." And then, well, kind of went all downhill from there. I didn't stick playing with it initially, and then I ended up revisiting it on my own terms later on, and it's just kind of been there ever since.
How long have
As
you been
far
playing?
as 2015, I think. So like end of season five, beginning of season six, or I think it was four into five actually. So I think season five was my first initial season. Yeah, I've been playing like consistently since then.
Oh, nice. I've been playing. I started playing season 4, but I didn't start actually playing it every single day till probably about season 5 as well. So next question for you is what brought you to ELU?
That would be the one Arctic. I know him through a we are friends. I make it sound like I know him through a friend, make it sound like we're not friends. No, he I think met a common friend that I had IRL. I think they went to school together. They like I almost said like where they are. I won't say that, but um, yeah, like I met the common friend. It was around the same time. It was like League of Legends, then drifted over to Minecraft, and yeah, it's just been like the homies ever since then. So that was probably around like 2015, 2016, roughly. So it's been a hot minute.
You've
So
known Arctic for that long?
Yeah, I still need to actually like go visit. We're both in the States, so
Yeah.
so Arctic was the chosen one, huh?
yep, he started talking about how he like did this thing, got moved to like main roster of I think season two, last one. And I ended up like watching his like playoffs run and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Was so you is this your first season?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. I thought
I
you
was
were
not
playing a while.
anticipating, yeah, I was not anticipating to be a captain. I remember I put on the application I might be one, like if needed, and then they needed one. So then I was like, I mean, sure, I'll go for it.
Yeah, you can tell you weren't here for the other two seasons because none of us put that on there. We knew what that entailed.
Yeah, that's fun.
Nightmare Seta, you are just absolutely the man that stays on top of relevant info and keeping up with things. You would know if he was in the league. You would have played against him already in past
There
seasons.
was so many people, and people changed their names. I'm not responsible in keeping up with everybody.
You're
I can
such a
barely remember who's on
slacker.
my team. I can barely remember who's on my team.
That's because you don't interact with them. You ignore them.
That's slander. I talk to my team.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna leave that be for now. But I'm gonna say you're doing young Trendsetter dirty. Um, so Zippy, how does it feel, if we can go back to this past weekend, to have run the gauntlet and take two very impressive playoff series wins, back-to-back nights?
Oh yeah, it definitely felt great. Like especially not being able to be there for what game one of the TDT series. Was really proud of how like Toddy was able to come in, like step up and like kind of hold down the fort while I was gone, and then I proceed to lose game two. And then we brought it back game three, and that's all that counts, closing it out. Same way as last time. Got to hit him with that karma.
Yep.
Then TPP series was just hellacious trying to schedule because we already thought that the TDT series was going to get pushed to Sunday, and then no, we're going to keep it on Saturday, and then okay, now we're still going to do TPP on Sunday. Oh, but we don't have our support for that. What are we going to do there? And then once again, another sub top laner, and God himself knew, but he was able to come in and whew, game one might have been a little rough, but we were able to get the feelings down for each other and just like mow through after that point.
Yeah, we actually casted that game.
Mm-hmm.
That series was something to watch. Quite the spectacle. Um, I thought you guys played a really clean game one, even though you ended up losing. Um, just kind of got out of hand. Um, and then I thought the other two games were kind of a cluster. They were pretty nutty to watch. I don't know. How did it feel in the games, like with some of the stuff that was going on?
It definitely felt really good, especially like flexing back down to support, which is
Mhm.
where I would have liked to have been the entire season, but draft happens and there's no top laners. I really like I like had like a list of people. I won't name names or anything for anyone watching this, but I like they gave you like the list of all the people who were available to draft, and they had like, oh, what do they do? When are you available? Yada yada yada. And I remember it was like I like combed through that very nicely to see like who I felt like drafting. And there were like some people that like they had like in their about me's or stuff like that. I'll say flat out, I don't remember who by name exactly, but there were like a few people who just didn't fill out the about me. Just immediately threw those aside because that doesn't scream that you care all that much if you don't fill out the form entirely. Just because it's optional, you should still fill it out. But like some of the stuff people said was just kind of like a major like it kind of was the way to like get a read on who they are as a person or how they would like interact with people, and
Sure.
definitely got bad vibes from some of them. Again, not going to name names, but I had my list of like, okay, these are the top laners I want to go through. Then I'll be damned if that final round, just all of them weeded out one after another, and I end up coming to the realization of like, huh, well, there's no top laners I want left here. Hmm. And then I'm looking through and like the ranks are what I'm kind of looking at now, and I notice I'm like, oh yeah, there's the one guy because I like looked early in the week initially, and then they were like, oh yeah, we updated it, and there's this one guy that we've added, dangerously stale. Yeah, he's there now too, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I just kind of like disregarded, but then looking at it, I'm like, I like the vibe, decent support. I've played top lane before, I can make this work, and rolled from there. But I realized that was a tangent and a half. Oh my god, support is so fun right now. Like the Renata game especially, that felt so good, that series.
So,
It felt like I was able to do more than top lane.
Well, as we all know, top lane's trash and shouldn't be a lane in League of Legends. It should be 4v4.
It's bad when a second support is more valuable than it.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfun, to
It's
say the least.
interesting.
So Zippy,
Not my lane.
I didn't exactly specify this before we got started, but you are more than welcome to slander any and everybody that you see fit to. That little note aside, though,
Oh my
I
god, I'm not trying to start beef.
it's,
I already started a little bit of beef as is.
no, you didn't. It'll be fine.
Spill.
I mean before. I don't mean in this right now.
But Zippy, so just quick little question. I know this has been a while ago, but did Nightmare
Oh.
Seta or I did we grace your draft board at any point?
I know you for sure were Ruckus because I
Oh,
remember
you're too
support
kind.
top. I remember support top, and I remember being like, "Yeah, cool." I remember nobody was on there too, but then he ended up dropping. I want to say Seda,
Who's your mid laner?
Aries.
Oh, I should have drafted your
I know
draft.
I had. I think I ended up narrowing it down to 3 mid laners. I know one was. I want to say Wyke.
Should have taken Wyke. Wyke's amazing.
He got drafted before I could.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure White got drafted like first round, like
Like,
second or third pick.
immediately.
yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't remember who else was there. I want to say it was definitely Aries, and I feel like it was probably you third because I remember Nightmare said. I remember looking at it and being like, "Oh, Vex player, Nightmare. Okay, that makes sense." And I think you definitely were one of them.
Yeah,
Because I'm trying to think who the third mid laner would have been, and no one's coming to mind.
It probably wasn't me as a middle of the pack mid laner.
No, I had middle of the pack people that I was looking at because since I was plat, I think since I was plat, I had to pick a gold my first pick.
Mm.
So that's why I ended up going with Ares. Not saying like, oh, Ares bad gold or anything, but like I was intently looking at, okay,
Right.
who's a mid one, not like who's a mid tier, not plat that I can snag
Right.
early and go off from there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to
So,
keep options open, all that good stuff. Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I feel you. So since we're into playoffs now, looking back on your first season in ELU, how would you rate your experience, and is it something that you would continue doing moving into future seasons?
I definitely enjoyed the feeling of coming into it, drafting, getting to know people, all that good stuff. And then especially having the little bit of a run early on. Because I know Rev had week one was our bye week, but we ended up playing the sub team, which was kind of I think a little bit more thrown together than it was now. And felt really good, felt the synergies. And then week two was, I think, TDT. Felt really good, felt the synergies. Week three was GCC, and they weren't able to field a team because I think a certain mid laner didn't show up,
Who could that
I
be?
think.
They
Yeah.
moved the game up, and the captain failed to mention it, except for like once in like a paragraph. But
You you don't read paragraphs?
no, TLDR.
Oh,
College education down the tube.
I
I didn't
know.
go to college to read.
Yeah, it was nice from there though, but then I think definitely towards the middle of it, I can like say for myself at least, it kind of feels like just kind of like everything kind of lost steam. Like I was on first episode of Scuttle Crabbers, I think the Nitros
Mhm.
podcast, and like ended up being asked like, hey, like maybe you can come back as a host or something if Spirit's not able to, or if Mikey's not able to, all that good stuff. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it hasn't happened since then. And
Yeah.
like I know things get busy, and that's the problem with kind of the way things are set up is that it is a, I think, I don't know if I heard this from someone or if Will related or something, but for some reason, the phrase a semi-competitive casual league, it sticks out to me as like how they have it set up. It is, yeah, it's primarily casual with a little bit of competition on the side, which is good, but then that kind of makes it like dicey of like how serious is it being taken? By like, I don't mean from players. I mean like also like um
Admins
kind of
and
like
mods.
hosting staff, yeah, moderators, stuff like that. Which again, I'm not throwing any shade here. That's just my experience from it. Was kind of felt like middle there, kind of dipped. I know it's hard to get people such as you two lovely people able to get on there in order to actually like spectate and cast the matches like that. Like I know that was part of the draw too. It's like, oh, we can watch the other matches happen, watch the other series unfold, and then it's like, yeah, it's not being streamed. So then it would always be like you go over and watch it from someone else's POV, which I'm not saying isn't a good thing, but it's not the same,
It's not
right?
the full
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's definitely not the same. I prefer when they, even if it was just a silent stream, I'd prefer them to do a spectator, you know?
Yeah, and just kind of let the game audio play. At least you can see what's happening on directed camera there.
Right. I'm
But
with you
yeah,
there.
I know as far as like my future goes here, I definitely still enjoyed my time. Um, I can already say though, I'm not sure exactly how free I'm gonna be going forward, just because like already with these like next couple of weeks being super packed for me, like Pride Month, all that fun stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly how open I'm gonna be
Mhm.
to keep on. That being said, doesn't mean that I wouldn't still like to be a part of the community. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna completely I peace and bounce like that. But I think I just like have to have a little bit more conversations with people for that, like hosting people, admins, teammates, stuff like that.
Sure.
It definitely feels like the league is like really dead set on being like straight in the middle between semi-competitive and just for fun. And I feel like that splits the player base as well, Zippy, just from my experience, that you get certain people that are like, oh, it's just for fun league, but at the same time, there's people like myself that I've put a lot of time into this league. I take it pretty serious, and like when I don't see the same sort of effort being put forward, it's kind of disappointing to me because I've seen the league grow a lot, and I've seen it at its peak, and I'm like, yes, this is great. I want this to be like this all the time.
Oh, yeah,
But it is hard because it is at the end of the day a casual league, and the players, captains, and the administrative folks behind the scenes that make everything work for us, we do all have lives at the end of the day. So I do understand that. But
yeah.
my issue with it is that like getting on a team where everybody is focused on like one thing, that is what I want from my E-League experience, and that's something that I hope that everybody that signs up for it can experience at least one season, is being on a team where everything just clicks and everybody gets along well, and everybody walks away from it having a positive experience. And I think it's unfortunate because I don't feel like that's been even half of the player base's experience.
Yeah,
Yikes.
definitely. If you end up on certain teams, like some people are just hard to work with. Like not anyone in particular, but you hear from some people, like, oh, this person's just hard to be on a team with, or
I think
you
I
know.
think we both instantly know of a name. I feel like all three of us here are thinking of like the same team slash person.
I
So,
have a couple of people. I'm not limiting it
Yeah,
to just one.
yeah.
oh, you got multiple, huh? I mean,
Well,
to be fair, I am sat here with those. What would you like the captain to know predispositions? So,
yeah, and it's It is one of the things that you kind of get since I've been here since the beginning, and
Mhm.
I've played on 3 different teams with 15 different people. You kind of get a little bit of all of it, where it's like, oh, this, I was on Rev season 1. I don't know if you heard about Rev's cursed history, but
Yeah, I remember Mikey like pulled me aside for the first podcast and went, "I'm so happy someone picked the name. Yeah, do you guys know that your current record is 2-34?" And I'm like,
yeah,
What do you mean?"
yeah, you're welcome for one of those wins. I think I missed that day. But yeah, it was. See, the season 1 was rough for Rev, which is funny if you hear who we had on the team. It sounds like it would be fine. Um, uh, what it was, me, Solomon Khan. I'm trying to remember who we had in the top lane. Might have been
Was it
Neffel.
Fici? No, you
Fi-
Neffel was definitely on TPP season 1.
Yeah,
Did you guys
might
have
have been
Fici?
Fichi. Might have been Fichi.
Is it?
Yeah, you know what it was. Yeah,
Just interrupt here. Is it Fichi? Because I thought it was that, and I was told that it was Ficky, like rhymes with Mickey.
Oh, that may be it. Nightmare
I
said
don't
it. You
know.
were on the team.
I thought
Can
it
you
was
I
Fichi
confirm?
too.
I've never heard him say it. I've never had him say that. I've called it Fichi. I guess it
It?
could be Fikey or yeah, whatever. I don't know. We've always said Fiji.
Sir, if you're watching this, feel free to type an
It,
angry comment.
please, like ping the three of us in the server and let us know how you say your name. Thank you.
Yeah, we're not trying to bash you or anything. We're just
I just don't
simpletons.
know.
We don't
I've
we don't
heard
know.
various accounts.
Yeah,
We should know, but we don't.
yeah. He's been here long enough. Um, but yeah, so it is kind of an interesting thing. It's kind of cool to talk to somebody who this is the first season, um, because I don't keep up with who's coming in, so I don't know how long people have been here. Because
Yeah,
there's like 90 people in the Discord, you know. And people come and go. Like I said, they change their names, and like it was Aries, and then it was the name that will not be named, and then it was Aries again.
why not?
Because
You can go ahead and name it.
no, I won't say it. I refuse to. I told he was on my
Oh,
team,
what
and
was it? Shumpo69?
I think it was
XXX
X.
Shunpo 69 XXX.
Yeah, it was like some Call of Duty gamer tag
I got
nonsense.
I I got to type that in for my first pick of the draft. I'm allowed to
Yeah,
say it.
yeah.
You drafted that name.
I did draft
I
that
was
name.
Aries was on my team last season. I was like, why? What was wrong with Aries? It's like, why would you do that? But
He loves
kind of
Katarina, man. Come on.
yeah, kind of shifting gears a little bit here, Zippy. I wanted to kind of get more of a kind of. I know you said you felt good about the TPP series. Can you go in a little deeper and tell me, like, kind of how you felt it went? Like, kind of take me through what was going through the team and how the comms were and how kind of the mentals were for the team as it was progressing. Um, you know, you guys lost game 1 and then you came back and kind of reverse swept it. Especially like game 2 was really fun to watch because
Yeah.
it didn't look like it was going great at first. Um, and then it just turned out to be a Riven jungle diff. Um,
So,
and and then game 3, you guys just kind of dominated in a lot of ways. Um, but just kind of go through that with me if you don't mind. I just kind of want to hear from a player's perspective how
yeah,
that kind of
definitely.
felt.
I know for the first game, it was actually a little bit more back and forth, and I don't remember who ended up grabbing Soul, but I remember for that it was kind of like back and forth holding our own. And then it was just I forget. It was they had this or no wait TP. Okay, never mind. No. I'm thinking of game 1 of TDT. Um, this is why I should have prepared. I should have pulled up the post games.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
No, you're good because I'm trying to remember, but I need to actually see the stats in order for me to be there. So okay, that was the Braum Lucian game. Oh yeah, yeah. Gwen's a really fun champion to just. I'm glad she's getting nerfed tomorrow. I think, but
What was your
yeah,
thought process going into that, locking in Braum for game 1? Because Nightmare Setter and ourselves were kind of we were kind of
We're
wondering
not.
about that.
we're
It
not
was
hot on the pick, so I just wondered what your thought process was.
it was definitely to pair with the Lucian because I think we ended up taking that R1 or R2, and then the plan was there we could like do Lucian or Nami, and with the Nautilus picked up B2 B3, we decided to go Braum into it because having Stale as like the Nautilus one trick for the early Rev games, we quickly found out that Braum is like a decent counter to Nautilus. Like he engages on Braum or the AD carry, and then you just kind of turn on him. I don't think we were able to do that as much as we would have liked. And then just with how Sunny was able to take over the game like relatively early there, I remember it was like the 1v3 or something bot lane. And that
Yeah.
was just kind of the realization of like, oh, okay, he's kind of hit critical mass in this kind of it's not we stopped trying, but we kind of felt like, so this game is kind of over.
Right.
And I know going into game two, there was definitely like a little bit of mentals that hadn't fully reset. But I know we were able to bounce back from it, and like because like you said, game two didn't look too hot starting off, but like that we were able to bounce back from it, kind of like bring it together as a team, look for the roams with like Anivia, Talia, stuff like that, get ourselves like a foothold, and then just kind of springboard it up from there, and then just from there was all momentum based.
Yeah, I thought the Nautilus looked way better.
Yeah,
Than I know you said it was already taken. I just think Braum is in such a weird spot right now, where it's like, you know, he's got his ult and his passive, and then it's like jumping and blocking a projectile. You know, it just feels like his kit was super cool when he came out, and he was really strong, and they've kind of just brought him into this place of like, you really only ever see him with Lucian anymore, and even then, it's like, wouldn't you rather have Nautilus? Like,
yeah, or
but
something like that. Yeah.
right. Um,
Or hell, at this point, wouldn't you rather just have an enchanter to give him
uh,
hella
right,
magic damage on his auto attacks?
right.
That's
You get
fun.
yeah, you get like the Nami, and then it's like Everett you dash, and then you proc two Nami things on it, and it's just like
Yeah, and then she
But
takes electrocute, and then she takes Imperial
right,
Mandate. I don't have kind things to say about Lucian Nami because it's just so fun that he just dashes Gale Forces with the Nami slow on you, like from Fog of War off screen, and then you just die if you don't have any
yeah,
mobility, and it's just like that's fun.
yeah. So that kind of brings me to another question I had to ask you. So we have this a huge update, the durability changes. How did that change, or did it change your team's play style at all? And did it change anything for you? What kind of picks you're wanting to go for? How you guys play, or where you focus at all?
I don't think we really paid that much attention to it. We definitely didn't ignore it. I know the
Yeah,
big thing has always been like, oh, like we can look for a dive here, and I remember I was always the one shouting out like, durability update, towers hurt, be careful. Like
yeah,
that's I think the most we actively are like,
yeah,
oh, beware the durability update. I think definitely like as far as like picks go, I think we may be picking champions that have shown that they're a little bit more adept at actually doing well in the long and extended fights because everyone's more durable. Fights are going to last longer. So I think that's why like the Anivia specifically was able to work as well as it did, being able to zone really well and not having all the burst and like being the entire rotation of spells. Okay, drop the ult down. Okay, pick it up, drop it down again. Just being able to work with that from game two onward felt like really nice. I mean, of course, then game three we end up getting Katarina, so
yeah.
yeah.
So Zippy, just to wind it back a little bit, how did it feel for you going into that series Sunday, knowing that you were going to be playing support and that you were going to get to play with Spirit Tracks and that you guys were going to play into the premier bot lane in this league of scaling and ISO? What was your thought process and your preparation going into that since you've been playing top lane all season?
Um, it definitely was. I haven't completely stopped playing support, so thankfully I wasn't completely rusty on the role. Um, But I know definitely going into it, like much respect. Yeah, they've got the Twinergy, so that's definitely something to be like concerned of. Um, I don't know if any more preparation really went into it than that. Just be like, hey, like make sure you give these guys respect. They know what they're doing. Like you've seen what they can do. So
Right.
I think past that, not really much more like preparation within it. It wasn't like a mental thing or anything. It was just like, yeah, it was just like
It is
they
what it
know what
is.
they're,
Let's go out there
yeah,
and get a win.
yeah, basically.
Okay.
And I don't remember what it was exactly. I remember thinking that it was like, I remember thinking that like the Nautilus game, I feel like he played like really passively, for lack of better word. I think that might have been game three, the Renata game. It felt like I was able to have more pressure than Nautilus specifically. Um,
I think
I
that was
think
game
that's
three.
just
Yeah.
yeah, that's game three. I think that's just how the champion goes. I think Renata's good into the engaged tanks. Yeah, she could get like engaged on, but she's got the handshake in order to try to get him off of her. And
Right.
just being able to walk up and like poke through a minion wave just felt like really good. And I remember thinking like, oh man, like oh be careful because I know Nautilus because of that stupid ridiculous lollipop at the end of it. But I remember thinking like, okay, hey, be careful. He could look to hook me here. He could hook me here. Wait, he didn't go for the hook here. He played like really reserved with it, which I understand. I think if I look back at the VOD, I should probably like see where Sunny was because I feel like maybe that I could have paid more attention to that of when he tried to play more aggressive. That could have been um a sign that the I forget what he played game three. I
Sonny
can look
played
at what he played game three.
he played what's that chick?
Viego. That's what it
Viego,
was.
yeah.
Viego. Yeah. And I feel like I could have like it just feels like I think he telegraphs when the jungler's nearby pretty easily. I think I could have maybe paid a little bit more attention to that, especially with, like I said, the passiveness of Nautilus in that game three.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely know game two, the fucking flash Thresh lanterns in. Ugh, I have almost 500,000 mastery points on Thresh. Love the champion. Nothing but respect for that. I haven't done that in so fucking long.
Yeah. Um, I think where they kind of beat you out typically, like historically, that lane, they do tend to play kind of a little bit passive, and then they just roll into mid game like 40 CS up and manipulating their waves really well. They play a very clean bot lane typically. Um, they're really good at farming, and they're really good at pushing stacking waves and killing you with jungler. They play like a pretty uh, different kind of bot lane than you see a lot of times.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so
Yeah,
that's not
they are
surprising.
ridiculous, honestly. Just from my experience playing into them, it 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 always felt like it was going fine for like the first like 10 minutes of the match. It's like, okay, maybe we're down one kill or we're down like 15, 20 CS or whatever.
Yeah,
Back with my days with our boy Arctic, shout out to him, the true homie. But like Nightmare said, like mid game would roll around, and I scaling just always had so much more impact than I ever felt like I did, especially in the last series that we played against them. Just him out roaming and out pressuring. But you guys, especially game three, just with the way that the map was kind of collapsing on TPP, it never really got to a point where bot lane could exert any sort of pressure. And I think you guys were even ahead in kills like pretty early on anyways. So like you never got to face like the actual Death Star from them outside of like game one. Obviously, that
Yeah.
late game menace that the two of them are.
Hmm.
Um, looking forward to your match tomorrow night. By the way, this is going up immediately tonight once we get done recording this. So looking forward to dropping that as soon as we can. But looking forward to the match tomorrow with LLW. How pumped are you?
Definitely really looking forward to it. I know we've definitely got things to prove as a team, like especially losing to him last time. I say, aren't you on LLW, or am I
Yeah, he
misremembering
is.
that?
Yeah.
Okay,
You don't
cool.
remember the name. Okay.
I don't. Okay,
I'll
okay.
remember that.
I remember the names of people. I don't have perfect memory of who is on what team.
It's okay. You
That's
blacked out
fair.
after the defeat. It's okay.
Yeah, it's something
That's
like that. You know, blocked it from my memory. I don't remember who I lost to. Huh?
that's totally fair. There's a lot of teams and a lot of people. It's totally fair not to know everybody. I think
Yeah,
that's totally reasonable.
I remember you though, because
Thanks.
you were the reason we couldn't have an actual series.
Yep.
It's good to have you for the last couple of games, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, to be fair, we were missing more than just me.
well,
But
yeah, definitely.
but
I
it's
remember.
solely your fault.
I
So
remember you were the linchpin that was kind of the nail in the coffin of, oh, we thought we were gonna have him. Oh, we don't have him. Okay.
Yeah, it's because I said I was good for a time, and then the time was different than what I said I was good for. And I was like, oh
Hey,
shit. I was like, oh shit. I was supposed to be there an hour ago.
oops.
c'est la vie. It happens.
Yeah, that's okay. We're not gonna lie. You guys have
Having
been
that,
playing really impressive, and I would not be surprised. No offense, there, Ruckus, if you guys came through.
I wouldn't
we
be
get to face
surprised
you in
either.
the semis. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I say that just because it's been a little while since we've seen LLW out on the Rift. And I need to be a little fair when I'm on the podcast, right? I can't just be full on LLW fanboy.
Yeah, it's not like you're a guest.
But that ship has sailed since season 2 for full on. Yeah, LLW is gonna beat the fuck out of everybody, but we've crashed down back down to earth, and I'm a little more objective about our chances because we haven't played in 2 weeks against Rev since we played Rev,
Hmm.
and Rev is coming off of a grueling weekend, taking 2 very impressive wins, getting a lot of practice in, and they're hot right now, and they're coming into a match 3 days later against a hot and cold LLW at the best of times, right? Just to be
Yeah.
fair. So, I, I, obviously I hope for a great series. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. It could go either way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think one team is favored more than the other. Just to be fair, what do you think of that, Nightmare Seta?
I think it's a lot closer than what I thought Rev versus TPP was going to be. I thought TPP probably was just going to win that outright. You guys definitely upset that one pretty hard in my mind. Definitely with just, I guess, preconceived notions of how I thought that was. And then when I heard Dangerously Stale wasn't going to be there, I was like, ooh,
You're just like, ooh, no.
I was like, oh, he's super, important to that team. To be fair, did not know you were a support player until before the game started. So I
You're
was
welcome.
already like, I'm like, okay, well, Zippy, he's the top laner. Does he play support? Oh, he does. Oh, that's his main role. Okay, well, now that makes me feel a little better. I still felt like, TPP had the advantage there, but you guys definitely showed out, and surprised me for sure, and I was super happy. So, yeah, I'm kind of in the same, I guess, looking forward, talking about LLW not playing a lot. We haven't been playing a lot either, especially, with, playoff starts, and it's like, you guys play in 2 months,
And it's like, oh, okay.
we got all the time in the world, we'll practice later. And now it's, we play this weekend. So,
I forget that it's going to immediately be turn around and play this weekend. Oh God.
yeah, if you guys win, you play again right away, right?
I
Saturday.
think so. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
Saturday, unless we win, and then we go, hey, how about Sunday?
Right.
Lord only
Uh,
knows.
but
Probably will gauge that tomorrow.
yeah, it's I think tomorrow's gonna is a lot closer in my mind. Um, LLW has had its struggles. They looked really good in the last game that they played. But before that, they were really
Dumpster fire.
struggling.
We
Yeah,
were a dumpster fire. Let's not
es-
sugarcoat this shit.
especially in the game against us, the GCC LLW game.
Oh
I
my god.
thought was travesty. to say the least. It was not what I was expecting at all out of you guys.
I've never seen a group of grown men act more like babies after one game. I swear to God.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was just like I was streaming it and I was like, who am I laning right now? Like this doesn't even feel like, because I've played against Stormblade for like, you know,
The better
like
part of a year and a half now.
Yeah,
So
better part of a year and a half. And I was like, I haven't been completely shit on. I don't know what's going on here. This isn't normal. Like, yeah, he's my lunch is intact. He hasn't eaten it, not even a nibble. Just like
I do remember.
It wasn't what I was. I was just like, I don't like this team is not. This is not the LLW that not hashtag not my LLW.
I definitely noticed from watching Arctic's run through season 2 playoffs. I definitely remember that being a specific thing that Stormblade, like very evidently through his play, he plays very emotionally. So that's why I like watching it. I want to say the finals went to game 5, I think,
yes,
question mark.
it did.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember in the games that LLW lost, I remember very vividly thinking like watching the play and being like, oh, he's tilted. Like, oh, I can tell like this is the mindset of someone who is not happy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is with LLW is that we, for a long time, we have lived and died by like Stormblade's like shot calling, right? Like if he's calling for something, like almost everybody on the team from the past 3 seasons have been like, okay, this is what we're doing. Let's go out there, let's do it. And like when there are things like out of Stormblade's control, like people not listening to his calls, and then like disaster strikes, and he's like, well, they didn't listen to my fucking calls. Like I guess the game's just doomed, right? And I can say that just because I've played like 50 official ELU matches with the man, because I'm being held hostage on LL. Oh wait, I can't say that.
It's in your contract. You can't say that.
I can't say that. So like I know Stormblade's like his mental mindset, just from like his lack of calls. He's like, okay, well, I'm just not gonna say anything. We lost. Okay. We had to forfeit that game. We're just gonna assume we forfeited a game because we had a sub. I'm out of here, guys.
Oh yeah, I remember that was one of them where
Yeah.
was that LLW who lost
Yes.
one game and then they were just like,
Yes.
oh yeah, that's
Later.
it.
That was against us, and we were all sitting in lobby waiting for them to get in there.
I
And then
remember
went
I
to
watched that live, I think, off you. Yeah.
I came back and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's not another game."
They thought it was one and done.
They took their ball and they went home, and I was like, "Oh, we weren't even gonna enforce that rule. It's not streamed. It's not like we have to, we're gonna."
To be fair, though,
We weren't like we were so far up in the standings that we weren't worried about like, we wanted a legit series. We wanted to play, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to take a forfeit, right? Like you want to play the game. That's why we're here. We're not here to nitpick the rules and oh, you were 5 minutes late, so you have to, And we as a team decided that, the whole like forfeiting a game for that's a little extreme. Which of course it happened to us. We're not gonna, and we were fine with it because we broke the rule and that's what the rule is. But we were all, our team is under the impression that like the rule needs to get modified to like, how about you lose a ban? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
something
how
like that.
Something like harsh, like you need to show up, but like not like you're like reducing the amount of content from a production standpoint, amount of content that you're producing, and you're reducing the amount of playtime that these. So we weren't even going to worry about that. We were all sitting in the lobby waiting, and they just we got a message that they weren't playing another one. We were like, yikes! I didn't think it went that bad, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to clarify because it made it, what I said makes it seem like I was throwing Storm under the bus. We were not getting clear communication about what was going on, because apparently there were 2 players that were in the lobby and already with you guys, and one of those players was feeding us back information, And at a certain point, I believe I got fed up with what felt like we were getting like jerked around from like what was being said, not through anything that you guys were doing, but what was being relayed back to the other three people that are trying to collect their mentals after another disastrous outing. And I was like, okay, well, fuck it, I guess that's it then. Not knowing that there were two people sitting in the fucking lobby until I actually went back and watched your VOD off of Twitch, Nightmare Seta.
Yeah,
And
and that all happened while I was
yeah, you were gone. And
taking
so
the two,
so
catching my drips.
so Solomon Khan and Stormblade were like, okay, well, we'll see you guys later. And I got off with them as well. And I found out afterwards, and I tried to get the boys back together to play the rest of the series, but at that point, like the damage was done already, and there's no point at that point, like 20 minutes later. So it was just unfortunate. It was nobody's fault.
Point,
It was just like a collective team failure, and just something else for us. But don't really, we don't have to stay on this anymore, please.
Yeah, it was just like a weird situation, like you said, because nobody asked us if we were going to force you to forfeit game one. It was just like assumed, I guess, and I was like,
it was hard assumed. It was very much assumed.
Yeah, but we weren't going to do that, which is easy to say after the fact, I guess, but we had talked as a team beforehand already. I don't even know, it might have been on the stream that we were like, yeah, we're not going to make them forfeit a game. But I guess, I'm excited for tomorrow, Zippy. I think you guys are playing out of your minds right now. Definitely playing above where you guys, where I thought you guys were going to play. Not that I thought you guys were going to be like out first round or anything. I definitely thought you'd beat TDT.
TDT.
Yeah. If LLW is a dumpster fire, they were a dump yard, a landfill fire. Like,
ouch!
Jesus, don't hold back your true feelings now.
I can say that I'm friends with like two of at least
two of them.
You're friends with three. No, he's friends with three. This man can't keep anything straight. His relations with other people.
Germ's on that team, right? So that's three. Yeah. So we got Asian, Dream, and Germ. It's sad to see Dream not doing well because he's another mid laner that always stomps me, even as far back as like season 1, and even like he was in Scuff too, right?
Yeah. He ate our lunch in that as well.
Yeah, and so it's sad to see their team not doing great because I like Dream. Dream actually helped me a lot. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Best of luck to both of you guys. Anything else, Ruckus?
Just real quick, we're wrapping up here. This has gone on plenty long enough, in my opinion. Plenty of quality content. Zippy, I just want to know. This is just something I've been doing with our guests recently. Got any good music recommendations? Any artists, songs, albums?
Okay. I have been listening to nothing but fucking Eurovision for the past year plus.
Okay.
Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. It just hits different. But let me actually look through my playlist real quick to find something. I'm gonna
show a little ignorance here. I'm not familiar with Eurovision. Can you describe it to me? Like,
it's basically a bunch of European nations go and they send a song to a bigger competition where then like national juries vote, the European people vote, and they pick a winner.
That sounds really dope.
Yeah, I think
it is.
I think I've seen the movie Eurovision, and I didn't know if it was like that. But
it is similar, and it features quite a number of the people who won. I don't think the diehard Eurovision fans are super happy with it because it does kind of poke fun a little bit.
It's a comedy, though.
Yeah, so exactly.
You gotta laugh at yourself first, right?
Yeah, I am trying to look back here for something that isn't Eurovision related, though.
No, it's genre, and it's not genre specific. Is what So it's
God,
not.
no.
No, so it's all over the map. Well, that's cool.
Yes, it is heavily pop, I guess you could say, but not solely pop.
Right. Not exclusively. Okay,
No.
that's super cool.
Okay, I'm still scrolling.
That's okay.
Do you
I'm gonna throw out my what used to be weekly, but has now become monthly because of just scheduling differences between our hosts. I'm gonna throw out the Ruckus song recommendation. I've been listening to this song a lot recently. I really like the downbeat pop sound of this song. It's called "Over My Head" by Echo Smith. Really digging it right now.
Oh, what did Echo Smith make back in the day? That name is doing
Oh,
something. Hold
okay.
on.
They did Cool Kids.
That's what it was.
They
I'm gonna recommend "You May Be Right,"
You May Be Right. Who's the artist?
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Okay. So, I
Oh
expect
my
nothing less
God,
from
my
you.
childhood.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
I love music, Zippy. It's a pretty constant in my life is that I'm pretty much 24/7 listening to music. Always on the lookout for musical recommendations, whether it's songs, artists, albums, anything, any
Yeah.
genres. I like giving new music a try.
Oh yeah. I think that's why I kind of gravitated towards Eurovision. It just kind of felt like big giant melting pot of like different cultures and genres coming together into one. And like not even the ones that just qualified, because sometimes like nations themselves will hold like mini Eurovisions to decide which song they send. And then they just you get a bunch of really good songs. I mean, not all of them, because I mean, you're not going to get a bunch of only perfect songs. There are still some
Right.
stinkers. I have my opinions on some, but I'm trying to look here now for one specific song recommendation because I do want to get a song at least.
Okay. I'm definitely interested in it because it sounds like it's like a, a really good like you said melting pot and like getting so many different artists from across an entire continent and even the fact that something like that is organized I think is pretty cool.
Hmm. Oh, but they're all so good. Okay, I think I got one because
Okay.
this is like my go-to for like recommendations. If someone were to do a little bit of research into it, don't let the fact that it placed last place this year dissuade you from it. It's still a good song. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with it is Disco, spelled with a K, by the band LPS.
LPS.
It is LPS. It stands for Last Pizza Slice.
Last.
It is a like Slovenian high school band.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
sad they got last place, but goddamn they were entertaining.
All right, I got it pulled up right now. I'll give it a listen just as soon as we wrap up and get out of here. Um,
Here.
did you have anything you wanted to ask us, Zippy? I know this is putting you on the spot, but since you're here and you have the opportunity, is there anything that you wanted to voice, get off your chest, or ask us, the hosts?
Mm, damn, nothing's really coming to mind, but I feel like I want to have something come to mind. Hold on here.
Yeah. No
You could
pressure. You don't have to.
you could just
No
say you're gonna
pressure.
beat the shit
Just
out of
relying
us
on me for
tomorrow.
no, no pressure. Just relying on me for content right now.
Well, that's why we invited you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's why we bring on guests. If it was good enough with just
True.
us two, we wouldn't invite anyone else.
Oof. Um,
Hey, we're keeping it real.
I got one. Give me your all of your with how the playoffs are right now. How are your brackets looking, quote unquote?
Like uh like uh like
Like who's winning this? Who's winning the game tomorrow? Who's gonna go up against GCC? How's that one gonna go? How's GCA RMC going? Like, what
okay.
you got?
Let me pull up the production discussions real quick because they have the actual bracket there and having a little
Oh
visual.
yeah, I forgot that's there. Yeah. Let
Um,
me. I had somewhere. Hold on.
so Sunday, I'm skipping ahead to Sunday. The match between GCA and RMC. Uh, I think that is probably gonna be some of the best League of Legends this league has seen this season. I think it's gonna be a good back and forth match. Unfortunately, it's gonna be limited to 3 games, so I have to put my money where my mouth is, and I have to go. I think I have to go GCA 2-1's RMC, and I hate to say that because Nitrodex and Soko are my boys on RMC, but it really depends. It really depends on how mid lane between Nitro and White goes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think so. I'm gonna say GCA advances to finals. Just because we're in the spirit of wishful thinking, I'm gonna say LLW. We lose game 1 tomorrow and we come back and sweep REV. So we're gonna go up against GCC. I then think GCC 2-1's LLW, and it's going to be GCC GCA finals.
Okay,
In my
what you got?
unprofessional opinion.
I'm gonna side LLW as well.
Ouch.
Tomorrow. Sorry, I gotta go with my boy here. I gotta have faith.
It's the anime confidence I need to win tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nothing. I think it'll be probably the best series other than maybe GCA RMC. And then we'll have to see going forward. So I think LLW wins. I think we probably beat LLW again. And then I think it's probably going to be GCA winning against RMC. I think RMC's been a little bit figured out. And then I think I'm going to go with we win it all. We beat GCA 3-2 in the finals.
All right. Since you basically copied me and I didn't give a finals prediction, I say I'm going to say GCA wins it all. And that's no slight against you guys, Nightmare Seta.
That's just so I have to eat crow or you have to eat crow.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I've been preaching GCC GCA finals for weeks now, I believe. So ever since we had Violet Cap on, I'm pretty sure that was the opinion I put forward then. Anybody can feel free to fact check that if you feel like scrubbing through that. But I gotta go with Violet Cap, Arctic, and Wyke and the boys. I think they take it all. Third place. So does that mean RMC fights GCC in that scenario for third place? No.
No, it would be LLW in that case.
Okay, so
in your case.
It'd be LLW versus GCC.
RMC
versus RMC.
RMC for third place.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of did them a disservice earlier, so I say RMC beats LLW.
Ooh. Okay.
But that's just because I'm playing favorites. Obviously, we have no way how this is going to shake out. These predictions go to complete shit tomorrow when Rev 2-0's LLW, so...
You never know, you never know.
What does it fucking matter, you know?
What's the final score for the final, at least? Because that's best of 5.
Best of 5? It goes 5 games.
Yeah, I think it goes 5.
Ooh.
We get the silver scrapes.
Yeah. I always wanted to go 5, so...
The script demands it goes 5.
Yeah, if you guys lose tomorrow, you'll have to change your name to Lost Wine if you lose 2-0.
There is a lot of whining. All right, Zippy, is it Rev all the way to finals, or what's your bracket and your most unbiased opinion?
The most unbiased, huh?
Yeah.
Completely biased. It's whatever you want.
Actually, give me the biased. Nightmare Seta and I were biased.
All right.
We were biased, right. So.
Okay. See, this is how it's gonna go. It's gonna be a 2-1 tomorrow.
Okay.
Rev going on, of course.
Honestly, I respect that you gave us 1 win, so I'll take it.
But it's gonna be game 2.
Okay. Really?
I'm calling it here. Yeah, I'm calling my shot.
Okay.
We take game 1. Y'all come back game 2. We come back game 3.
Okay.
Okay. Then from there, it's us versus GCC. I'm going to skip to the other one real quick. So it's going to be GCA RMC. I gotta have faith in the boy here, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 2-0 GCA.
Okay, it's pretty strong. A pretty strong
Uh-huh.
point.
As far as GCC, we didn't actually get to play GCC because that's technically their one loss. But I believe we will give them their second in a 2-1.
Okay.
I'm gonna say they'll take the first game and we'll roll from there.
You get them figured out after game one.
Third place will then be GCC RMC. I'm gonna say that'll be a GCC. Oh, that's a best of 3 too, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, did I forget how the? I wish we had better track of how these series have gone in the past. I feel like RMC GCC was actually a close one. Didn't that go? Wasn't that a 2-1 series?
Yeah, I think they beat us game 2. Or maybe it was
Okay.
they beat us game 1. I can't remember.
Okay.
Basically we figured out we did it. We ended up winning that. We figured out. I mean, what everyone else figured out at the same time was that as long as if you shut down the Soko duo, then the game falls apart
That's
for
fair.
them.
Then if that's the case, I'll give them a game and only a game. I'll say GCC 3-1. Then Rev GCA in the finals. Ooh.
Are you gonna take it to your boy Arctic in the finals, or is he take
Uh-huh.
the win?
Huh. I know you got GCA winning it all. Seda,
Yes.
you've got GCC winning it all, of course.
Got to.
Uh-huh. Hmm. Will the cap gap be relevant?
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Nah, right now. Let's go. Silver Scrapes, Rev wins it.
All right.
5 games.
5
Yeah.
games.
All right.
3-2.
Games, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, but game four is gonna be a GCA sweep. It'll be a 2-1 come game 3, and GCA will just sweep game 4. Calling the shots.
All right.
I say in this playoff bracket and in yours, Zippy, I say GCA takes the first 2 games and you guys reverse sweep. How about that?
Ooh.
I think that's a better storyline for Rev.
Yeah.
You guys overcome your
getting
first
to
two.
the finals in the first place will
Yeah.
be already a good story.
Yeah.
I think you guys come out, you guys take 2 on the chin and you say, this is it. We're gonna exercise.
Okay.
We're gonna exercise all of Rev's first 2 seasons demons, and you guys win the next 3 in convincing fashion.
Let's go.
Ba-doo-doo.
Yeah. Increasingly convincing. Game 3 is a little close. Game 4, you've got them like the whole time, and Game 5 is a 18-minute stomp.
That would. Oh my god. Just soul crushing.
Yeah, you just destroy their mentals progressively as the series goes.
I like it. I like the sound of that.
I think that'd be a good storyline. Well, I appreciate you throwing it back to us there, Zippy. I actually that that ended up being like pretty good segment right there. But that's gonna do it for me. Nightmare Seta, is that gonna do it for you?
That's it for me. I appreciate you being on here, Zippy. It's good to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to get this to work out the way we did. I know there's a little bit of scheduling conflicts, and the fact that we're trying to get this out and uploaded tonight, the night before our match in the Thunderdome. But it was great having you on, and this was an absolute pleasure. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and that's going to do it for the SIRS podcast, spearheading the ELU mayhem and bringing you guys up close and personal deep dives with our guests with light hearts and extra sauce. Goodbye, everybody.